For the last 15 years, I've had the great pleasure of being around people like Chris and Priscilla and Pattie and Donald. And I can just tell you that nothing beats that. And it sounds like from some of you who work with small businesses, you can probably relate to this. And so we're real thrilled to have these four with us, and we'll start by having them share with you just about 2 to 3 minutes each of your story, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper as to their entrepreneurial stories. But tell us a little bit of kind of a biographical sketch of what you do with your company and your background, and see just how you got there in a nutshell. Donald, why don't we start with you and we'll work our way back.
My background is in education. I graduated from DePaul University. I still teach ESL at Truman College, going on 30 years at Truman. I bought the Tucker Company 3 years ago for $1.2 million, and it was quite interesting to do. It took me 19 and a half months to buy the company and about 36 to 38 meetings. Be creative. Do I love what I do? Yes, I love what I do. Both fields I enjoy immensely. If you don't love what you do, don't do it.
Thanks, Well, my background is in research and development. Believe it or not, we used to say in my old job that we work in the pits. And why? Because we develop antiperspirant and deodorant products. So we spend our days working in the pit. But I spent 20 plus years in corporate America doing research and development. And in 2005, I was downsized, and our labs and marketing offices have since left the Chicago area. So I was in the first wave. And then I thought about what I wanted to do. I wasn't quite ready for the rocking chair. And I thought, I'd hate to go back in front of an HR director and apply for a job and do the same thing. I've seen it all. I launched products, which is terrifically excited. I can't tell you how excited it is to put a line on the market and go into the store and see your line of products there. So I've been there, and the thought came into my head that maybe I should start my own business. And I had an idea that I would want to sell shoes on the internet, and niche size shoes, because I've had a problem for years of finding fashionable shoes to fit my size. Anyhow, to make a long story short, that quickly went by the wayside after I met a franchise consultant who introduced me to the world of franchising. And after developing a profile and figuring out what would best suit me, we decided that Maui Wowie Hawaiian coffees and smoothies is what I should be doing. And you can probably tell I have a bit of an accent that came from growing up in Trinidad. So the island theme resonated with me quite well. And I thought, oh, wow, I wear a Hawaiian shirt all day. And so I opened in December 2006, and we're still open.
Okay, well, I think Chris is a little young to have made a transition after many years in a business, but I think you're hearing a trend here that several of us have transitioned out of something else into what we're doing now. I was in advertising for 30 years and also was involved in introducing new products and all sorts of things, got downsized in 2004, again decided that was not a business I wanted to stay in anymore, been there, done that, but used that experience and what I'd told all my clients for many, many years, which was find a niche that works for you and then identify what your unique selling proposition is. So in 2005, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. My father had died of cancer 30 years earlier. And then for the next few years, I was very involved with her and her situation. So in 2007, when she died, I really didn't have a business. I'd been doing marketing consulting for a while, and I was really good at it, except I was really bad at finding clients. So at that point, I had nothing in the pipeline and said, what am I going to do next? And I found someone in the suburbs who had taken care of my mother with helping her get a wig, and I realized there was a niche. There was nobody in downtown Chicago who was selling wigs, mastectomy bras, and breast forms to cancer patients and survivors. So that's what I put together. The one important thing I think I found was don't ever tell yourself that you've just discovered the newest, greatest thing that has no competition. You will always have competition. In my case, it's not doing what I'm doing, because you can go to Nordstrom and find mastectomy bras. You can go to a hair salon and find wigs, So technically, that's my competition. But it's having my unique selling proposition, my USP, which is I do it in a very personal way. I'm certified, I'm accredited, and I do it all under one roof. So when you're thinking about an idea, figure out how you're going to bring all the pieces together to make yours unique from what else is out there.
Good morning, everyone. Chris Campbell. I've been kind of I guess I get the term serial entrepreneur now. I've started a couple different companies. My first company I started when I was 18. It was a landscaping, high-end design and build. We're doing like crazy waterfalls and brick driveways and stuff like that. Didn't know anything about business. Kind of fell into it. I worked for some of the previous summers. I said, this is easy. Anyone can do this, right? And quickly, the company had success. In the first 6 months, we did $500,000 in sales. We grew to like 10 employees. By the end of the first summer, I had 3 trucks. I was 18 years old, so now I got dump truck and a couple of pickups, and this is all my credit. The Amex gave me $50,000 a month. It was kind of scary stuff. So this is kind of when I fell into meeting Raman. This is like 5-6 years ago now, and his team, and basically they helped me kind of through this process of identifying here's a business plan, here are we financial forecasts, and I went to DePaul for business. So fast forward, ended up selling the company to business partners because I realized I had to finish school. Started another company about 3 years ago, a green construction company. We do high-end home remodeling, and then that company is actually in the process of being sold right now. But my current venture is Lakeshore Branding. Ryan's our creative director. He's also a principal in the company as well, and we do web design and online marketing. So we help you get to the top of the search result, get more sales, conversions, and leads through your website. So that's my story. And in between, I work for companies, did consulting, that kind of usual stuff to fill the gaps.